Alright. What's going on, guys? Please, dear God, please ignore the fact that my, this thingy is not centered. Please ignore that my full screen is not centered. It's just my full screen. I couldn't get it centered in time. I'm already late enough. But I was supposed to be live at 10. I also, hold on, let me take this off. I have a buzz cut. Spooky little buzz cut. It is growing back. It is not permanent. I swear it's not permanent. Anyways, let's get into stream. Okay. So, what I've been doing for the past couple months is attempting to fix my Streamlabs. The mic has been messed up on here for so long, and I had to figure out how to fix it for months. It took me so long because I'm incompetent and I'm a loser. So, there's that. I ordered a mic arm. There's a mic arm coming in to connect to my desk. I'm gonna go turn off my air conditioner so it's not as loud because I can hear it echoing. Hold on. Uno momento. I don't want to hide my freaking little bald forehead. Do not use this to put this on. Dude, I can't use the webcam to put on a hat. Alright. Why does it look crooked? What is going on? What is going on? Bro! Oh my god! I can't put a hat on. Bro! Does that look okay? Why does it look so crooked? We're almost there. Hold on, guys. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? I'm getting the beanie. I'm just gonna put a beanie on. I'm putting a beanie on. Stole the beanie from my skeleton. Like, why can't I put a hat on? This also doesn't look great. Wait. It's better than what the hat was doing. Forgot to tuck my ears. It's better than what the hat was doing, but now I look like a chemotherapy patient. Still gotta put that on. Still had to put the headset on. Alright. So anyways. Ow. Ow. Anyways. Well, you're like 5 minutes into the stream probably. I ordered a mic arm for my desk. I ordered a bunch of stuff that's coming in soon for streaming, including my Holly Lane camera for actual stuff, because I want to do like a skating series because I've been skating, and I'm not that bad. I'm trying to learn right now, so yeah, there's that. All right, we're gonna skip to the reacts scene. Boy. All right, stop being corny. Okay, so we have like 3 videos today. Lock in. We have 3 videos today. Make sure my mic's all adjusted. ASMR. Alright. Now we're alright to go. Alright, so first one is Tragic Guy. Underrated YouTuber. Never even heard of him. We're gonna give him a sub because we're reacting to him and we're gonna like the video. Alright? This is called Every Athlete Who Died in Front of Their Fans.
At least
Oh!
SafeLight can come to you for free.
They can come to me for free?
That's right. SafeLight can come to you for free, so you can get your windshield fixed anywhere you want.
Alright, we had to turn it down so it's not too loud.
Go to safelight.com.
So I actually just irate myself.
And this is from the woman over there.
You just
Sorry, guys.
Also, if I start a conga
I'm new to this.
Earn 5%. The beaning that changed baseball.
The beaning. Hold on, I'm pulling up my own stream so I can look for chats while I'm... So I can look through chats while I'm streaming. Oh, I have 82 subscribers. I thought I had 81. There we go. Oh, that looks so much better. I'm so happy that I fixed that. Alright. me get that out of the way. I'm just using this for chats. All right.
On August 16th, 1920, thousands of fans packed New York's Polo Grounds.
I think
to
that's
watch
too
the
quiet.
Cleveland Indians face the Yankees. Chapman was Cleveland's star shortstop, known for his quick reflexes and exceptional fielding. The afternoon game moved at a typical pace until the 5th inning when Chapman stepped to the plate. Yankees pitcher Carl Mays threw with a distinctive submarine delivery, releasing the ball from an unusually low angle. The ball, dirty and scuffed from previous plays, was difficult to see against the late afternoon shadows. Chapman leaned in slightly, preparing for the pitch. The baseball struck his head with such force that the sound echoed through the stadium. Many
Oh my
spectators,
God.
including the umpire, thought it had hit Chapman's bat. For a moment, Mays fielded what he
It probably just sounded like a perfect hit. Like if you guys ever played MLB The Show, where it's like you'll green it, basically like 2K, and it'll just. That's probably what it sounded like, if that's how he's describing it. Also, you guys never seen a submarine pitch? Like, hold on. Pitcher. So that's not how you spell that. Pitcher's arm. Dang it. This is not what I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah, do you see how their freaking arm, like, breaks while they're pitching? I find that to be quite insane. Like, that probably hurts a lot. I would not want to.
believed was a bunted ball and threw to first base. Chapman took several steps toward first base, then suddenly stopped. He dropped to his knees, a look of confusion crossing his face. Blood began to seep from his left ear. Players from both teams rushed to his side as he collapsed onto the dirt infield. Team doctors reached him within seconds. The crowd fell silent as Chapman was helped to his feet, wobbling and disoriented. He attempted to walk off the field with assistance, but couldn't maintain his balance. At New York's St. Lawrence Hospital, doctors discovered his skull was fractured. The impact had
Yikes.
driven bone fragments nearly an inch into his brain. Surgeons performed an emergency operation, removing a piece of his skull to relieve pressure. Chapman
And the thing is, they also pitched really slow back in the day. So you have to imagine, he probably heaved that thing like faster than the average too, for it to be able to get like that, because they pitched like 50, 60 miles per hour then. Like, imagine Paul Skeens doing that. That would actually just like shatter your brain. Your head would probably freaking explode.
never regained consciousness. At 4:40 a.m. the following morning, he was pronounced dead. The 29-year-old became the only
From a
player in
baseball.
Major League Baseball history to die from an injury sustained during a game. The tragedy changed baseball forever. The league soon banned the spitball and other pitches that doctored the ball. More importantly, umpires began regularly replacing dirty balls with clean ones, making them easier for batters to see, a practice that continues to this day. Goalkeeper blocker gone. On November 29, 2017, spectators filled the small gymnasium
Yo, it's
in Goiás,
good.
Brazil,
Let's go,
to
Waddle.
watch a
I had
regional
to check
futsal
my
match.
thing.
Santos Sousa was the 38-year-old goalkeeper for Flamengo de Piripiri, a team
Oh,
competing
somebody died from indoor soccer?
in
There's
the local amateur
what?
league. The indoor arena was humid, the crowd energetic as the match entered its final minutes. The referee's whistle cut through the noise. A penalty had been awarded to the opposing team. Santos Sousa positioned himself between the goalposts, bouncing slightly on his toes. His teammates stood silent at midfield. The opposing striker approached the ball with measured steps. The shot came hard and fast, aimed at the center of the goal. Santos Sousa didn't dive. Instead, he stepped forward, making himself large, and blocked the ball with his chest. The impact was solid but unremarkable. The ball deflected harmlessly away. The crowd erupted in cheers. Santos Sousa raised his arms in celebration. His teammates rushed toward him,
So
congratulating
what
him
happened?
on
Did
the
he have like a
crucial
heart
save.
attack?
For a few seconds, everything appeared normal. Then, without warning, his expression changed. A look of confusion crossed his face. He reached out to a teammate, who caught him as his legs gave way. His body
Real quick. Pop in a liquid death energy.
went limp as he collapsed to the court floor. The celebration instantly turned to panic. Players from both teams signaled frantically for medical help. A team doctor reached him within seconds and began CPR. The gymnasium fell silent. Children in the crowd were ushered outside as the medical team continued resuscitation efforts. For nearly 20 minutes, they fought to restart his heart. Paramedics arrived and took over, applying a defibrillator. The electric shocks caused his body to jolt, but his heart showed no response. Despite their
Wow.
desperate efforts, Santos Sousa never regained consciousness. He was pronounced dead at the
You
scene.
mean to tell me that, wait, this guy was struck in the chest with a soccer ball. With a soccer ball in indoor soccer. So they have like those little, so a lot of them have those little foamy balls. He was struck in the chest with one of those balls. And They couldn't even wake him up with a defibrillator, and he died.
Medical examiners later
How old
determined
was
he had
he?
suffered sudden cardiac arrest, likely triggered by commotio cordis, a rare but fatal disruption of heart rhythm caused by a precise impact to the chest wall at a critical moment in the cardiac cycle.
Oh.
Lightning's sudden strike on the pitch. On October 10th,
Oh, I've seen this. I've
2018,
seen
dark
this.
clouds gathered over Banyumas, Indonesia, as two local teams competed on a municipal football field. Raharja, a 35-year-old midfielder for FBI Banyumas, moved across the pitch with the confident stride of a veteran player. The weather had been threatening all afternoon, with humid air and distant thunder, but officials allowed the match to continue. In the 70th minute of play, light rain began to fall. Players glanced upward, but the precipitation seemed manageable. Spectators opened umbrellas as they continued watching from the sidelines. No one recognized the danger as the storm intensified rapidly. At precisely 4:17 p.m., a brilliant flash illuminated the entire pitch. The bolt struck without warning. Video footage later showed the lightning hitting just above the center of the field. Electrical current dispersed across the wet ground. Raharja, positioned near midfield, took the full impact. His body
wow.
convulsed instantly and fell backward. For a moment, other players didn't realize what had happened, assuming he had
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant
I need to get
open
YouTube
universe where
Premium.
you can do
slipped on the increasingly wet surface. Then someone shouted for help. Players from both teams rushed to his motionless form. Raharja lay perfectly still, his jersey smoking slightly from the intense heat. Medical staff reached him within
He
seconds.
was on fire, bro. They were like, oh my god, what happened? And this dude's just freaking like, he fried on the ground.
His pulse was
That's
weak and
horrible.
erratic. Burns marked his chest and left shoulder where the current had entered his body. The rain intensified as paramedics performed CPR on the muddy field. An ambulance arrived 7 minutes later. Raharja was rushed to Banyumas Regional Hospital as teammates and spectators watched in stunned silence. Inside the emergency room, doctors found severe internal damage. The electrical current had caused severe disruption to his cardiac rhythm. Despite aggressive resuscitation efforts, including repeated defibrillation and emergency medications, Raharja's heart could not be stabilized. The electrical burn pathway had created irreversible damage to his cardiac tissue. At 5:42 p.m., just 85 minutes after being struck, Raharja was pronounced dead. Meteorologists later confirmed the bolt had delivered approximately 300
What else is
million
in
volts
here?
of electricity through his body, far more than any human could survive.
We got one
The
with
platform dive gone wrong.
diving. There's one with collision with the machine. What's this one about? I want to find like the actual good ones so we can skip through because I don't want this stream to be too long, but I want to have a good stream. Let's watch this one. This one seems to be like the best one. Then
On
we're gonna
July 29th, 1983,
we're gonna switch because I have a longer video after this.
the Commonwealth
Take it
Pool in Edmonton, Canada
way
was
longer.
filled with spectators attending the World University Games. Chalabashvili, a 21-year-old Soviet diver, was considered one of the most promising talents in the sport.
It's a Russian.
His specialty was the 10-meter platform, where he regularly executed dives of the highest difficulty with seemingly effortless precision. For his fourth dive of the competition, Chalabashvili prepared to attempt a reverse 3.5 somersault in the tuck position, one of the most challenging dives in the sport. He stood at the edge of the platform, concentrating intensely.
What did that
The crowd
say?
Chalabashvili dives in the sport.
I almost died doing this. Would do it again. 10 out of 10.
He stood at the edge of the platform, concentrating intensely. The crowd fell silent as he began his approach. His takeoff from the platform appeared normal. He gained appropriate height and initiated his rotation.
So before anything happens, I'm gonna guess this killed him from impact shock.
Something went wrong in
Like whenever you belly flop and you're like, oh, and you come up your gas prepare, you're like,
midair. Chalabashvili's body opened up slightly too early from the tight tuck position. This
Mhm.
critical error threw off his rotation speed. As he descended toward the water, it became clear he wouldn't complete the required rotations. Instead of entering the water vertically, Chalabashvili struck the back of his head directly on the concrete platform.
oh.
The sound of the impact echoed through the suddenly silent arena. His body fell limply into the pool. Blood immediately clouded the water around him. Fellow divers jumped in to assist as medical personnel rushed to the scene. Chalabashvili was unconscious when they pulled him from the water. A deep gash exposed his skull where it had struck the unyielding concrete.
He hit
Paramedics
it that
stabilized his
hard?
neck and applied pressure to the wound. His vital signs were weak, present as they loaded him into an ambulance. Doctors at the University of Alberta Hospital found that the impact had caused severe trauma to his brainstem and cerebellum. Chalabashvili was placed on life support in the intensive care unit. For 9 days, he remained in a deep coma, showing no signs of neurological activity. Despite aggressive medical intervention, the damage was irreversible. His brain had been critically injured at the moment of impact. On August 7, 1983, Sergei Chalabashvili's heart stopped beating. He died without ever regaining consciousness. His promising career and young life ended by a split-second miscalculation. Collision with the machine. On February 22, 1992, the Chris Mountain Air of
We'll watch
Lessard,
this one, we'll watch
France,
this
was
one.
filled with anticipation as athletes prepared for the speed skiing competition at the Albertville Winter Olympics. Bochetai, a 27-year-old Swiss competitor, was among the favorites in this demonstration sport, where skiers regularly exceeded 125 miles per hour down specially prepared slopes. The morning was perfect for training. Clear visibility, firm snow conditions, minimal wind. Bochetai and several
He looks
teammates
like
decided
Jesus.
to take a warm-up run before the day's official practice. They set out on a marked trail adjacent to the competition course, building speed gradually as they descended. Bochetai accelerated into a gentle depression in the slope, his body in the aerodynamic tuck position that speed skiers use to minimize wind resistance. His specialized suit and helmet were designed for maximum velocity. At approximately 68 miles per hour, he approached a small rise in the terrain. As he crested the hill, Bochetai had no time to react. Snowcat, a large machine used for grooming ski slopes, was parked directly in his path.
Oh
The
my
machine
god.
had been maintaining a service road that intersected with the training run. No warning signs or
Oh my
barriers had been
God.
placed to alert skiers. The impact was devastating. Bochetai's body struck the metal vehicle with tremendous force. His momentum carried him into the machine's steel frame and treads. The sound of the collision alerted nearby skiers and course workers, who rushed to the scene. Medical personnel arrived within minutes, but there was nothing they could do. The trauma to Bochetai's head, chest, and internal organs was immediate and fatal. The impact had caused massive internal hemorrhaging and multiple compound fractures. He died instantly upon collision.
I would expect him to freaking explode. He's going like 70 miles per hour. It's kind of like how freaking bikers, they'll crank their stuff up to the max, not expecting there to be like, there's like a big stoppage in their road. Or maybe like, yeah, they veer off and hit a tree. They're just slamming straight into it. That's what that reminds me of.
Spectators and fellow competitors gathered at the scene, many in tears as news of the accident spread. Olympic officials quickly announced the postponement of all speed skiing events. Flags at the Olympic venues were lowered to half-mast. An investigation later revealed critical failures in communication between course officials and maintenance crews. The Snowcat operator had no radio contact with event coordinators and was unaware athletes would be using the training run that morning. Spectacle silenced. On March 15, 1971, a modest crowd gathered in the
Alright. We're gonna, unless somebody objects, we're gonna slip and watch my next video we have here, because we have a pretty good one next. Hold on. Hello. Oh, my cue. Okay. How do I access my queue? Up, down here, right? Right. Guys, can't find my queue. Videos. Oh, no, that's not what I was looking for. Dang it. Wait a minute. Is it not going to show my queue?
Now we gotta go help people customize and...
That's a strange ad. What was my queue? I had... Alright, in my queue I had freaking... I have an idea, because I never got to watch this. I never got to finish it. I went to watch clips from it after seeing it on TikTok. We're gonna watch a little bit of this.
Something beyond that. It's second.
I
I think that we need strong alpha males like Donald J. Trump, Spencer Pratt, and our loved Charlie Kirk.
Did you just
on the street.
See, this is why we're watching this. This is crazy.
Say
This
strong
is why we're
alpha males?
watching this.
We have laws in favor of women getting leadership roles. We're taking
Okay.
opportunities away from men. You are oppressed more than me.
Men are men, and men have testosterone, and men love beautiful women. And trust me, I would prefer a man that actually looks at women and is sexually attracted to women.
Dude.
They had to make things up to get Trump. Trump doesn't have to be a sexual predator. Any woman would love to be with Trump.
All right, listen.
I guarantee 90% of the women on this earth would look at him and be like, "Is that someone's grandpa? What is this?" Like, no, not even whenever he was younger. He was like a chud.
Put your hand up if you would have sex with Donald Trump.
See, like, ironically chanting USA is not going to do anything, especially with the fact that Donald Trump, sure, he's the president, but he's not fully all the reason that America is so prideful in America. He's just the president for now. She's going, USA, USA, USA. It's no correlation to Donald Trump. Just, he's the president.
Has Donald Trump
Government
been a good
separated from
president for
country.
women, or has America moved backward from expanding women's rights to debating how far those rights should go? I'm John Regalado, and from Jubilee Media, this is Surrounded, where one brave soul faces a room full of disagreeers. Today, we are diving into what feminism means on both sides of the aisle, abortion rights, and President Trump's record. I'm here with our featured guest, progressive commentator, Dean Withers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You ready to go?
Oh, I'm excited. This will be fun.
All right, are you all ready to debate Dean? Yeah! All right, let's get into it.
I'm Dean Withers. I'm a 21-year-old liberal. I do political debate for a living, and today I'm surrounded by 20 Trump supporters again. But this time, they're
He's
all
in
women.
hell. He was in hell.
My first surrounded claim is, men aren't better at leading than women.
If you would like to debate this claim, please get to the chair in 3.
All right, so what we're going to do is every time he makes a claim, because that's seemingly what they're doing here, I'm going to make my statement here. So, men aren't better leading than women. So, here's why that's wrong. Like, in their argument, like if they're going to try an argument, I agree with this claim is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter the gender. They argue here, like at the beginning, you'll see how it's said about testosterone. That's probably the whole entire argument they're going to have. But, like, gender does not matter whatsoever, whether, like, the last election we had, like, Kamala Harris run or Trump. It just matters their beliefs and their views and how they're going to run the country with their agenda. It does not matter gender whatsoever. Testosterone takes no play in presidency. So that makes no sense whatsoever.
Men aren't better at leading than women.
If you would like
That's
to
a true
debate this claim, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Good to see you again.
It's common knowledge.
Welcome back, Lori. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing phenomenal. So the first claim is that
Again.
men are not better at leading than women. And I'm honestly appalled that you as a woman would disagree. But I mean, if you want to start it off by telling us why you do think men are better at leading than women, the mic is all yours.
Well, how I would like to start this off is I'd like you to define what a woman is.
Well, sure. I think that the definition of what a woman is ultimately irrelevant to this debate, and I'm willing
No,
to
it's
assume
not.
I'm willing
It's
to
completely irrelevant. Like, a woman, like, she just wants you to identify, she just wants the biological term for what a woman is. It has nothing to do with the debate title.
assume your
The
definition
question.
of what a woman is, i.e. an adult human female. See, if I were to give you my definition of what a woman is, an adult human individual that pertains to the social and cultural characteristics typical that of a female sex indexed to their gender identity, well, then all of a sudden we're going to be speaking past one another because we define the word woman differently.
Exactly.
So I'm more than
for you
happy to
bring this
pre-assume your
prompt in the first
definition.
place is kind of silly because you don't know what a woman is.
Well, I just told you what my
And,
definition of the word woman is. You just
know,
simply
I think
overlooked
it would
it.
also depend on what leadership role
I
that
don't
that
really get what she's trying to get at. Is she trying to say, like, a woman's not what he said? Because he literally stated biologically what a woman is. What is she trying to say is different?
person would take. For instance, if you wanted Kamala Harris, who you voted for, to be the president of the United States, we have a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. It's not necessarily the woman, but it is necessarily foreign countries, for instance, the Middle East. If I go to a Middle East country as a woman, I can't show my hair at risk of being stoned.
Why are we talking about Middle Eastern countries when the prompt is men are not
Because
better
you're
at leading than
asking
women?
about leading. You voted for Kamala Harris. I think she would have been a horrible leader. Foreign countries don't always see women as respectful as they see a man. A woman leading this country, for instance, when you go to doing foreign policy and all of those things, they would not have the respect that a man would. I can also say...
So she's trying to get at saying the fact that we have Donald Trump's a good thing because Donald Trump's a man and countries are going to fear him. But she's trying to say, like, if Kamala Harris was in office, she'd be taken advantage of really quickly, but that's not what matters. It just matters if you're a strong leader or not. And if you have good military implication, nobody's going to challenge you. Because whenever Biden was in office, I feel that the Russian-Ukrainian war started and they were trying to take advantage of Joe Biden's presidency in America by scaring America, but that's just Vladimir Putin's take on Donald Trump. We don't know how it would have been if Kamala Harris was elected.
As a woman, depending on your age, if I've got PMS, honey, I'm going to make different decisions than I would as if I didn't.
Isn't that like post-marital syndrome or something? I swear I cannot spell. I also can barely type on a keyboard. What'd she say? PMS? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I know what that is. I have enough sisters to know what that is.
If I'm going through menopause, I might have hot flashes or whatever else. I believe as a Christian woman, men are supposed to lead. We're supposed to help. And I'm totally comfortable with that.
Okay, well, thank you, Lori. So the first thing that I'd point out here is that your position that maybe foreign countries wouldn't respect a female president as much as a male president, I don't think is represented through the fact that on the global stage, Harris had a significantly higher approval rating than Trump during the election. And there's a reason for that.
Because she would have been a pushover. They would have walked right over her.
And
but how do you know that? She's just stating that because she's like a big Trump supporter. She doesn't want anybody other than Trump. She's saying, like, I don't get her point in that.
Why she had significantly better policy, better character, would have been a better president for America.
Not at all.
But ultimately, once again, Lori, the topic of debate is not, was Harris a better option for the president than Trump? Because even if we want to look at women and men on this macroscopic level of evaluating one woman compared to one man, even if it was true Harris was a clown and Trump was awesome, that still wouldn't mean that generally speaking, men are better at leading than women. The last point that you made there was about PMS, and I think that you're like indicating that women are more emotional than men on average.
They are, 100%.
Then tell me why men commit 92% of violent crimes. Tell me why they're more likely to self-unalive, commit suicide. So you think that testosterone is what makes men more emotional?
Absolutely.
Okay, well then you just conceded the debate.
No, I didn't concede.
You just said that absolutely men are more emotional than men 5 seconds after saying that women were more emotional than men.
And that's kind of like somewhat of a red herring, because what I'm trying to say to you, women are more emotional. They just are.
That's a red herring.
I can change my mind depending on my mood. Now, you're bringing in anger. You're bringing in violence. You're bringing in...
Is anger an emotion?
It is, but to a different extent. And honestly, if you've got a man that's violent, out of character alone, I don't want him leading the country.
Yeah, that's why
like, I don't... Trump is the definition of violent, bro. He's like... That makes no sense. Why would she say that after voting for Donald Trump? I don't want a leader that's violent.
Oh, yeah. You want to get into that? I know that's another problem, but I'm happy to get into that.
I guess we could get into that on the front.
Never accused of...
Okay. That's not true. That's just simply not true. What she just said. Like, that woman just made me, like, a little pissed off. Because, like, it's not true. I guess they just don't come on here without looking at facts. They don't look at facts before they come up and start debating.
We got to pause there. You've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Lori.
If you would like to be the next debater, please get to the chair. In 3, 2, 1.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name just by thinking about it.
I hate ads.
Base 44.
Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
I'm going to give the mic to you. Why don't you tell us all why men are better at leading than women?
Men are better at leading because as a woman, I can tell you that we're emotionally manipulated very easy. We tend to be compassionate because we, as a woman, and getting pregnant, it's inherent in us. Why? Because we deal with babies.
So women deal with babies,
It makes
therefore
them
women
emotional.
can be manipulated. I don't think that that argument follows. But once
we can
again,
be easily manipulated
women can be easily
and
manipulated.
convinced. Yeah,
What's the argument for that?
it's inherent in us.
Okay, just saying that it's inherent
But the
is like me
same
saying
thing, the same thing could be said for men. Like men can be easily manipulated too. Both of them are the same. One has testosterone, one has emotional issues. Both are emotional issues. Both can be manipulated really easy. It's really a matter of we're equal, but we are different at the same time.
what is actually inherent of women is that they can't be easily manipulated. That doesn't give me any substance to underpin your position when you just simply underpin your position by saying, well, it's inherent, and it doesn't push this dialogue forward. I would say that men are probably easier to emotionally manipulate than women, or else they wouldn't be culpable for 92% of violent crimes. We could emotionally manipulate a man by making him lose a game of Fortnite. The next thing we know, there's 3 holes in his walls. Right? Same thing with self-unaliving statistics, suicide.
Yo, I hate to take it off topic, bro, but this controller right here has been through a lot. Anytime I lose any video game, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Any competitive video game, if I lose it enough, this goes straight into freaking walls. Like, I throw this into the wall. Hold on.
Suicide's really bad.
Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can hear myself on my stream.
So
Hold on. Suspended. Can you guys see me right now? That's the question. I don't think you can.